Hello and welcome to an episode of Historically Marked. I am Jason at Pere Marquette State Park, just a few miles west of Grafton, Illinois. This is Illinois, the state of Illinois' largest state park in size. There are at least 8 bike trails, not bike trails, but walking and nature trails. And I'll be taking you on one of them, and I'm going to be taking you to McAdams Peak, which is a shelter. There's a lot of history to it, and maybe I'll come back here in the future and show you more. But you gotta start somewhere, right? But one of my good friends took me here about a month ago, and I felt like I had to come back and do an episode on it. So come with me, I will show you around the park, and we're gonna cruise a trail. Here we go. So this is the main entrance off of Route 100. There's also a campground entrance just not too far from here. And there's also a little monument dedicated to Pere Marquette. But there are a couple historical markers here. And I'm just going to kind of show you around, like I said. And as you're going into the main entrance, you'll see the Pere Marquette Visitor Center. And it'll be on your left, and it's air conditioned, open from 10 to 3:30. They'll provide some great information about anything you want to know about the park. This here is the Pere Marquette Lodge. And I know some people who have gotten married here. And it's a nice place on the inside. There's like a huge, warm, cozy area. And they got a gift shop in there. And of course, plenty of places to sleep. So yeah, there's lots of things going on here, more than we all think. So before I even hit that trail, I'm gonna go a little upwards up that road. And this is known as the Eagle Roost Scenic Overlook. And where we're gonna be seeing the Illinois and Mississippi rivers. And here it is, the Eagle Roost Overlook. And I think it's because, I don't know how they got the name, but maybe because of the presence of the American bald eagles here. They've somewhat made a comeback during the 1990s, and people come not just here to Pere Marquette, but other places along the Mississippi River and Illinois River for that matter. But here's a sign. There's nothing, it's not a historical marker, but it just talks about what you can see. So you can see all the way to Brussels, Illinois. And I don't really see it, to be honest. It's nothing to do with my eyesight or anything like that. It's just that Brussels is not really that big of a town. In fact, I don't even think it's incorporated, but I know there's like a church and maybe a couple businesses there. And I mean, it's spread out, in other words, but supposedly it's like over there. But this is the Illinois River, and I did kind of lie there. You can't really see the Mississippi from here, but not even within 5 miles from here, it does join the Mississippi River in Grafton, which is, yeah, that way. And there's also Swan Lake, which is farther, well, you can kind of see it right where I'm pointing. So, I mean, yeah, this is definitely a breathtaking view. I think this is one of two of them here at Pere Marquette, but a friend of mine just showed me this one not too long ago. And yeah, anybody could spend all day viewing this, but if it was sheltered or shaded, it would definitely be more fun, but can't have it all, I suppose. And then down here, it just talks about like what you're seeing. So yeah, that's me. Brussels, Swan Lake, the Illinois River. And it just talks about stuff like, okay, rule of thumb, stuff like that. All right, so now we're going to be hitting the trail. I do not know where that trail leads, by the way. I'm sure, there's, like I said, there's at least 8 trails here on the park, and I haven't done them all, but maybe some future episodes. All right, so here is a little small parking area, and here's a map of the trails. And then this is where it starts. And despite of it being closed, just walk around that tree. So I am planning on going from there to the McAdams Peak. So, and I've been here, I was here a month ago with a friend of mine, and yeah, it was definitely steep. It was moderately difficult, I guess, in their terms. There are some flat spots, but then there are some that are very steep, and yes, it is going to be very steep. going up there a few times, but it'll definitely be rewarding. And here's a last look at that map, and that is the entrance. So, but away I go. And bring some water with you too, just in case. You never know. So as you're going up the first hill, you're greeted with this structure. It is the Twin Shelter, is known as. You can either continue on the trail, or you can venture up there. I've done both, and it looks to be an old house. I tried looking up the historical significance of it, but I wasn't able to find anything. But I'll take you in. So here it is. I mean, it looks like I wouldn't want to say fancy, but it looks really nice and well kept. I'm sure people who want shade and a little steady spot to walk on will like it here, but I don't know. I'd like to know more about this place. Like, did somebody live here at some point, or I don't know. Or was this like a cabin or something? And you get a little nice view from here too. But that's about it. That looks interesting too. Huh, I didn't even see that. Looks like a water something, or I don't know. But this will take you back on the trail. And shortly after that, you're going to be coming at a crossroads. To get to McAdams, just go to the left. Not that way. That trail is Hickory North, looks like, and Hickory Road. Maybe sometime in the future. And here's another junction right here. Just stay to the right. And here's another friendly reminder: when you're walking this trail, just be sure not to risk twisting your ankle, because again, there are some uneven spaces. So just kind of get the high ground. Now, when you come to here, you can go either way. I'll show you what's on the left part of the trail to get to McAdams Peak. There's something special to see. I'll show you. And as you get to the top, I kind of misword that. I mean, something special. So you get a choice. I mean, I'm going to go up this way, and I'll show you another cool view of the Illinois River. Be very careful when you do climb. I want you to look at that. That is awesome. Get to see Calhoun County, and of course the Illinois River. I mean, you can kind of get the same view when you're going that way, which I'm going right now. Yeah, it's just about the same, really. And we're also not that far from McAdams Peak. You can't really see much of the park except for all the trees. But that's probably a good thing, though. So now we're going to go back down, and then we're going to go back up to the peak. Here we go. And as we get closer to the McAdams shelter, there is a crossroads of 3 different trails. I will show you them in just a second. And there's also a historical marker. The one on the left talks about the Civilian Conservation Corps, which was a program instituted by President FDR, or Franklin Delano Roosevelt, and it was created during the Great Depression. This program provided training and employment to more than 3 million young men during its 9 years of existence, from 1933 to 1942. And they were all sent to camps in every state and territory of the U.S. to work on projects as well as fighting fires, assisting during emergencies, building roads, bridges, and buildings. Illinois was one of the first states to utilize the CCC. The men built shelters and buildings, constructed roads, and nearly 1,200 miles of trails, planted 60 million trees, built nearly 400 bridges, and performed a variety of other park improvement and maintenance activities. And a lot of them were given a lot of benefits. Each enrollee was paid $30 a month. $5 was to go to that person, and then $25 the rest to his family. So, and this was one of the Illinois state parks that got it. Here's Pere Marquette right here. And so yeah, because of them, this park probably would have taken much longer to exist. And next to the marker is just pretty much tips for the trails and etiquette, like be alert for snakes and bugs and ticks and respect others and all the other stuff, poison ivy, basically the stuff when you go on nature trails like this. I do not know, one of these trails leads to the visitor center. I'm assuming it's this one, but I'm not 100% sure. My friend did take that trail one time and he said it was so steep, but his daughters, who were really young, they loved it. Probably because of the challenge. Here's another trail. This one might even lead to the visitor center. As you can see, it's very steep when you're going upwards, but downwards it's quite a breeze. And then here's another one. It's very steep. This takes you elsewhere in the park. But yeah, one of these days, like I said, I'm going to have to check out where all these trails go, and maybe I'll find some more historical markers. But now we're going to check out the end of the line, which is that shelter right there. And we made it. There's also, as you can see, there's a plaque right here as you're going in the shelter. I think I'll go ahead and check it out. Well, hey, Mr. Butterfly. McAdams Peak, altitude 791 feet above sea level, 372 feet above Illinois River. The Illini Indians once inhabited these hills and the river valley. In 1892, 100 Indian skeletons were removed from this vicinity by Professor William McAdams for the Smithsonian Institution. He also obtained artifacts which are now 1934 exhibited at the Centennial Building, Springfield, and at the Monticello Seminary in Godfrey. Well, the seminary is now called Lewis and Clark Community College. But 40 years later, in 1932, his son, John D. McAdams of Alton, was instrumental in acquiring this property for a state park. And this was erected by the state of Illinois in 1934. All right. Now, I'm going to check this baby out. Now, obviously, judging by, I mean, yeah, the shelter looks like it's been here for a long time, but it looks like it's been changed and worked on in recent years, like this bench, as well as that lookout point, which I'll show you in a second. But yeah, it's definitely a peaceful setting. Not only do you get a nice view, but it's very greatly shaded. And when me and my friend were here about a month ago, we were kind of chilling right here, and he jokingly was like, yeah, it looks like somebody started a fire right there. Oh boy. Well, that'd be stupid if somebody burned this thing down for leisure purposes. I mean, that would just be the buzz killer of them all. But, and people have scraped their names in there, unfortunately. Now, I don't know the story behind this. It looks really brand new. Not much graffiti on it, if any. It might have been somebody's Eagle Scout project for all I know. But I'm going to go ahead and go further. Oh man, look at this open air space. Now the trees are kind of blocking the view, but not very much. But yeah, you still get a nice view of the Illinois River. And again, Calhoun County. And maybe Brussels, Illinois. But so cool. All right, thanks so much for tuning into this episode of Historically Marked. I am Jason at Pere Marquette State Park, specifically at McAdams Peak Shelter, or just outside of it. All right, well, I hope I come back here pretty soon and see some more adventures along this state park, because it is, again, the largest state park in Illinois in size, and definitely want to come back. So, all right, I am Jason, sign off.